At TickerTrends, we've released a lot of research on Twitter and different articles across various platforms, and all of this research has had to come from somewhere. Of course, it comes from my platform, TickerTrends, which is an alternative financial data research platform where you can leverage all of these data sources, which individually would be very difficult to source, collect, aggregate, and synthesize yourself. We do everything for you. I've made a lot of updates to the platform, especially as we've expanded the TickerTrends business and as the fund has grown. So there's a lot that's new, and I wanted to go over some of the new features we've built, which I think are really cool, interesting, exciting, and useful even for brainstorming, even if you don't decide to join the TickerTrends platform itself, because what we're doing at TickerTrends all relates to utilizing alternative data, social data, search data, any form of digital data, and making it really, really useful for people easily in the stock market. And I think the features that you'll see in this video are getting a lot closer to that ultimate overall goal. Before I get into talking about some of the new features, I do want to mention that we've kind of revamped a lot of our public branding, including the social arbitrage fund deck. If you don't know, we also manage the social arbitrage fund at TickerTrends, which is a long-short U.S. equity hedge fund. If you're interested in this, if you're an accredited investor, qualified client within the U.S. or even outside of the U.S., feel free to contact us and schedule a meeting, admin@nivtrading.co. We've also made a ton of updates outside of the actual subscription data platform, where we've launched a public Discord. We've launched a public free earnings transcript tool. So if you're interested in reading earnings transcripts for tens of thousands of companies, then you can do that for free on our website now. We've also launched a Substack, and of course we've had our Twitter and Medium blog for a while now. So if you're interested in any of those, I will also leave links in the description below. But we can get into the actual platform and the headlining new feature, which I'm most excited about, which is what we call the TickerTrends Summary page. What the TickerTrends Summary page is we've essentially gone out and tried to create the Google search of alternative data. So what does this mean? This means how can I, in the least amount of steps possible, get as much valuable information about various digital trends that relate to a term or company that I'm interested in. So what the goal is here, for example, here I have Lululemon pulled up. So this is search results for Lululemon. All I did was type in Lululemon, and then I receive all this information that relates to Lululemon. I get some related symbols connected to Lululemon, so maybe similar companies. I get a company description of what Lululemon is. Maybe I've never seen this company before, so it's helpful to have a company description to be able to understand what that company does. I also get some financial data, so I get price data, earnings transcripts, which I can get summaries for. So we actually automatically generate summaries for earnings transcripts across any company. So here it's just a financial generated summary of the earnings transcript for the quarter that you're selected on. I can view EPS data, revenue data. And then the really cool thing here is you also get this alternative data section. You get these alternative data results. So no longer do I need to connect any value to a company or to a search term. I can search for any value now on TickerTrends on the summary page, and I will receive results of related companies, financial information, and alternative data, irrespective of if I've made any connections or added any data values like we've had it in the past. So here you can see that I get all of these search terms like Lululemon pants, shop at Lululemon, e-commerce, Levi's, which in this case was a related term, Lululemon Athletica, all these search terms. You get websites, lululemon.com, Uniqlo, Urban Outfitters. So anything that may be competitors, athleta.com. These are all connections to this Lululemon search value that have been generated by the platform. So this is really cool because it simplifies the entire process of discovering new trends, new ideas within alternative data, and directly applying it to financial markets. So let's give an example here. we can search for something like protein shake. And something cool here that you'll see is that we get suggested results for protein shake that come in the form of terms, but also if I go back, if I search for something like Microsoft, I will receive related terms to this value that I've typed in, but also related tickers, so companies that might be useful to what I'm searching for. So I can either search a specific term, or I can click on a company and search for the ticker. But in this case, let's go back and search for protein drink. So let's say in this case that I want to do research in the protein drink sector because I think that potentially there's growth in that sector, or I want to see if there's growth in that sector. And I want to identify which companies could be benefiting from this growth or potential growth in the protein drink sector. So I can click search and it will load results for protein drink. And again, I haven't had to add any data for this. This is all automatic. Once I've searched for protein drink, then I get these suggested results of companies that may be related to the search term that I've entered. So even though I entered a search term, I get related companies that may or may not have products or be in the sector of that search term that I've entered. So this is really helpful for finding actionable companies that would be benefiting from a certain trend that you're trying to analyze. In this case, I see things like Coca-Cola, Bellring Brands, which also does protein drinks, and then some companies that are in the international segment that seem to also do some form of energy drinks, sport drinks, electrolyte drinks. Roughly all of these brands or companies here should somehow relate to the search term that you've entered. So it even found Monster energy drink, which is also sports beverages. So in this case, I've found a term that I think is interesting. I've found some companies that directly relate to that term. And now I can go to the alternative data section and actually visualize these trends. So I can plot protein drink when I click show. Then if I go down to the chart, then I will be able to view the actual search trends and product trends for the different terms and values that have automatically been connected to this search term that I entered. So I entered protein drink, and then I'm suggested all of these terms like protein shake, energy drink, and now I've plotted those on this graph down here where you can see the individual values. So for example, here are the protein shake search trends. Here are the energy drink search trends, and I can directly analyze and see if there's anything interesting within this trend connected to protein shakes, which was my initial search term. So this is really great because I can start with these really broad ideas. I can say protein shake, and then I can see which companies would benefit from that, and a bunch of different alternative data values that connect or potentially connect to that term. For example, here's a website which is PowerBar. PowerBar does the protein bars, so that still relates to my protein shake search term. And then I can view the web traffic trends for PowerBar. Essentially, all of these connections and relations are automatically generated and presented to you so you can analyze them super quickly and come up with new ideas for potential trades within alternative data or within the market that relate to certain trends or companies that you're searching for. We can also give an example outside of just a search term. Let's search here for something like, let's do NVIDIA. So we can see related AI companies to the NVIDIA ticker. So here I'm just going to search for NVIDIA, which is a little bit different than searching for a term, because in this case I've actually searched for a company. And now it's going to pull up related companies to NVIDIA. In this case it found Intel, Dell, Nano Labs, which is a circuit company, AMD, Newegg. So these are all technology companies that roughly relate to NVIDIA. So now I have an idea of all these potential companies, maybe if I'm looking for alternatives to NVIDIA that I could be looking at or investing in. And then of course I can go back to the alternative data section. And in the alternative data section, now when I'm looking at the websites, I can see web traffic trends for the NVIDIA website. I can see search trends for things like NVIDIA GPUs, and I can all plot these on the same chart. And again, all of these relations, everything here is automatically generated. So this was a big thing that we were focusing on, which is how can we make analyzing and applying this type of data as easy as possible. And this represents a really big future direction of where the TickerTrends platform is going to head in the future. So built into this summary page is a lot of technology in the back end, a lot of really exciting things. And across all other pages on the website, this type of technology, as we go forward and as we launch more updates, will be applied there as well. Outside of the summary page, another really cool feature is the notifications page. We've now added some functionality. The notifications page was previously already available, but now what we're starting to do is we are allowing you to create alerts or notifications of what's going on within the trends that you want to track. So in this case, you can now subscribe to various topics on the notification page. And what this will do is it will send you an email every day with the top 5 topics that you're subscribed to, with all of the information that you see on the notifications page. So if I'm interested in keeping up with potential interesting topics or social media discussion surrounding OpenAI, I can subscribe to the OpenAI topic. And if OpenAI is within those top 5 trending topics that I'm subscribed to for that day, then I will receive an email in my inbox with all the information you see here. So things like a summary of what's happening on social media, useful keywords, and then the graph of the trend. So you could also do this for things like potentially cryptocurrency. So let's try to find something that's available here. Ethereum, for example, if I'm interested in keeping up to date with Ethereum trends, or any specific cryptocurrency, out of the available topics, you can subscribe to any of these, and then we'll send you an email, and you can kind of construct this however you want. In the future, we will also add the ability to subscribe to many more topics. So we're going to have a broader set of topics that are not as cryptocurrency focused, but also focused on a lot of general discussion topics that are happening on social media. And this is a really great way to stay up to date with current discussion trends and the top trending topics of various things within a couple of seconds, because you can read that trending topics email and get an idea of it once a day, and then view the notifications page on TickerTrends, or view the summary page, the pro chart, and see if there are any actionable trades that you have found because you received that notification. We've also changed some of the other pages, including the data screener. So you might notice that the number of columns on the left are different now. What we have done is we've consolidated some of these pages. So instead of having all of these different data tables in different pages, we now have one page called the data screener where you can select the different tables. So maybe you want to look at the mobile app trends, web traffic, Google trends, social media trends, Amazon search trends, etc., and then view these data tables for them and sort the data and find what's the most interesting. In this case, this is actually also a new feature, a new table that we've added. This is called the crypto social rank table. The goal of this table is to sort and give you information on short-term cryptocurrency discussion on social media. So within cryptocurrency, a lot of things like this notifications data that you've seen on the other page is very helpful for finding interesting cryptocurrencies to potentially invest in the short term. So what we've done with the crypto social rank table is on the right here, you can see this social rank score, which is a value that we've calculated, which incorporates price, social discussion, various different factors from the data that we're collecting for these different cryptocurrencies to give them a score from high to low. So we can say this is the best, most socially discussed cryptocurrency right now. And you can kind of rank those and get more information like market cap, volume, price change, and then sort them by any of these metrics to rank them and get the top ones. So currently we track this for 768 different cryptocurrencies. And something else that's cool, which maybe will be difficult to see with my camera blocking it, but whenever I hover over any of these cryptocurrency values in the ticker section, so I'll try to zoom in here. When I hover over any of these values, in the ticker section, then the social discussion summary will change. So you can see that I'm actually getting a summary of the discussed topics for that cryptocurrency just by hovering over it. So I can find one, maybe a high social rank score cryptocurrency, then I can hover over it and learn exactly what people are talking about and potentially decide to invest in that cryptocurrency because it has a high social discussion score. And now I also know that that social discussion is talking about or relating to something that is useful or potentially good for that project and its future growth prospects. On some other pages, like the Pro chart is essentially the same. However, we have added a new data source here. So we've added this new Wikipedia data source. Wikipedia means page views on various Wikipedia searches. So, for example, if we look at something like Costco, then I can see the Wikipedia search trends for Costco over time. And this is updated on a daily basis. And we have 5 years or 4 years of historical data for these Wikipedia trends. So this is a new data type that we've added to the platform in addition to the Twitter notification data. And in our subsequent updates, there will actually be some more pretty exciting data sources that we're going to be adding soon. And on the Pro chart, you can also now view different things like EPS, the transcript summaries, which I've shown on the other page, and the revenue charts. So all of those are also available on the Pro chart if you want to use the traditional system of connecting different terms to different tickers. The data charts are also updated for reliability and all consolidated into the data specific chart page. And we've also added the Wikipedia chart, which displays the Wikipedia data, which I've shown earlier. Something small that you might notice is that in all of these search boxes now, we've added suggested terms. So since we're able to automatically generate keywords and useful things for every company on the platform, that means that we can now, when you type something in here, so for example, when I typed in Zoom, I see all these related things that might be useful or might be what I'm trying to search for the specific ticker or the term that I'm typing in. So this improves reliability when you're trying to find data to look at related to a specific company, because in the case where you search something that doesn't exist, then the scrape will fail. For example, if I search Zoom race car, most likely Zoom race car will not be a term that Wikipedia has any data for, so when I search it, it will fail. But by having these suggested terms, I have a much higher likelihood of finding something that will have data that I can analyze that might relate to the company that I'm looking at. So these are all things that greatly improve the ability to find useful information much easier on the TickerTrends platform. So these are a lot of the quick, over-the-top major updates that we've made to the platform. If you're interested in learning more about everything we've changed, we also have updated our documentation, which can be found on the TickerTrends.io website. I could talk on and on about the potential of all these features and how the future direction of the platform will be similar to the summary page, but I'll save that for future videos. I will also hint that we do have some really exciting updates coming later this month related to the usability of the platform, to some new features, and also how the TickerTrends data terminal will play into our entire business in the long run. The fund has been growing, which has been really exciting, and it also allows us to build out this technology significantly more. And that means that we will have even better products to launch in the future, even better pricing and potentially free products, and then also maybe even some new products outside of the data terminal and the fund, which will relate to alternative data and financial alternative data analysis, which I'm really excited to eventually reveal to you all. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.